Hello Year 6 designers, it's me Miss Martin and I'm going to help you do some lovely textiles. You're going to be doing some stenciling today. Okay, so our project is to look at African cultures and African arts, and we're going to be making a stencil today. This is a piece of stencil card. As you can see, it's shiny. This means it won't let paint bleed through it like paper would. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose a lovely shape or pattern from some of our beautiful African designs. I'm going to choose this one. It's an Adinkra symbol, which means beautiful, which I think will be quite nice to draw. So the first thing you do is you draw the symbol or the pattern that you're going to do onto your stencil card. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes because no one is going to see this and you can just draw over it again. You may want to use pencil first. I like just to go straight in with a pen. So now we've finished drawing our nice little comb shape, and we're going to do the circle at the top up there. Now it's important it's got some white within the black inside. Now if we just cut this out, the whole thing, let's just draw this in and you'll see what I mean. If we cut out the whole of the outline of that circle there with our craft knife, slicing it out, we'll actually lose that piece in the middle. So we've got to do something to keep that there, and we're doing something called a stem. So that's where we're putting a little bit of a little line in to hold it on into the background. And I'm just shading in here where you can see where it's going to remain, where the stencil board is going to stay there, so you can just get an idea of what I mean. So you can see that stem at the top there. Okay, so we're going to be doing our cutting now. Now it's really important that you use a green cutting mat. I've not got one at home, so I'm using this chopping board, but you must use the green mats to protect your table. It's our craft knife, and it is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. You can hurt yourself with this, and we're only giving it to you because we think you're grown up enough now. You can see there, the blade is very sharp. You push it out only a little way and then you lock it. That stops it from moving backwards. You see I can press on it and it stays out there. Now it's really important you keep your hands to the side and you follow these basic safety tips. You never walk around the classroom with your knife, and you always cut with your hand away from the blade, okay? So you can see here my knife, I'm not going towards my hand when I cut, I'm going away from it. So there's our first cut, very slowly, and you just take your time. Keep your fingers and your thumbs well away. Can we see there? That's it. And notice I keep moving the board around, my stencil board, round it goes. I keep moving that to ensure that my hand's out the way and that I'm cutting away from me. Okay, that's really important. And there we go, I've cut all the way around, a little bit more just there. Now remember to keep that bit with the stem nice and secure, because otherwise we'll lose that when we come to do the stenciling. Okay, nearly finished. That's it, there's our stem. You see, keep it there, and we're just going to cut out that little bit there. See how I'm moving the stencil board round rather than keeping it in one position? Just makes it easier to cut it. That's it. I think we're nearly done, just a little bit more there. Sometimes you have to cut over it a couple of times. Knives do go blunt. There we go. That is our stencil. Nice and ready. So this is what we need for the next bit. We need a plate with some paints on. This is a stencil brush, a nice stencil brush. It's flat at the top there. Can you see that? That means it's going to be working brilliantly with our stencil. And we've got a couple of colours of paint. Just have 2 colours on your plate, and then you need a nice long strip of paper, because we want to do what's called a repeat pattern, where you use your stencil over and over again. Okay, so here is our nice stencil, but it's a bit chunky, it's a bit big. I'm just going to cut the edges off. We definitely want to keep some edge, okay, but we don't need this much. It just, again, that means we'll be able to repeat our pattern over and over again. If we leave that on, it won't be able to fit on so easily. There we go, so I've just made it a little bit smaller. I've still got edge all the way around though. Can we see that? Yeah, a bit off at the end, I think. But still plenty around our stencil. So we're ready to go. What we do is we go and put our stippling brush or our stencil brush into the paint and we mix it a little bit. So this is called stippling, where you dab, 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 dab the paint on. I'm not doing brush strokes, I'm dabbling, stippling it's called. So sometimes you call this a stencil brush or a stippling brush. And we're ready to apply some paint. So you hold your stencil down and you dot, 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 stipple, stipple, stipple over the top. And I think it's quite nice having the two colours, because you can break it up and have a bit more of one colour, a bit more of the other. And I think it just makes it look more interesting when you're painting it. And there we go, we're done. And this is a repeat pattern, so we lay our stencil down again and we dab, dab, dab with our stippling brush, our stencil, filling in the colours. And there we have another one. And then I'm just putting up there. Don't worry if it overhangs, you just don't paint over that bit. Okay, stippling it on. Nice bit of fiery orange and red and yellow. Putting on our stencil again. And there we go. So yeah, this is called a repeat pattern, where you do the same pattern over and over again. So this is the stencil you'll be using on your bag, your prototype bag. So I hope you enjoy making it. Bye.